It's Miss Rachel. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about some mythical creatures, not your typical narwhal and Bigfoot. Do you have any favorite mythical creatures? Leave it down in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get started with If You're Ready for a Story. Clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for stories, don't be a beat. If you're ready for stories, don't be a beat. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, don't be a beat. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummies. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummies. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, rub your tummies. If you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, sit so still. Good job. All right, we're going to do open and shut them. Open and shut them. Open and shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open and shut them. Open and shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them, creep them right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open up your little mouth, but do not let them in. Good job. All right, we have our banana tree tonight, and who do we need to look out for? Watch out for the monkey. All right, let's start by counting those bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Way up high in the banana tree, 5 little nanas smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the banana. Watch out for the monkey. How many bananas now? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Way up high in the banana tree, 4 little nanas smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the banana. Watch out for the monkey. How many bananas now? 3. 1, 2, 3. Way up high in the banana tree, 3 little nanas smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the banana. Watch out for the monkey. All right. How many bananas now? 2. Way up high in the banana tree, 2 little nanas smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the banana. Watch out for the monkey. How many bananas now? 1. Way up high in the banana tree, 1 little nana smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the banana. Watch out for the monkey. Good job. All right, we're going to put our banana away, and we're going to go ahead and go on to our first book, which is Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Sima. So tonight we're talking about some mythical creatures. First being our not quite typical narwhal, and we're going to read a book about Bigfoot as well. Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Sima. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's, and he had a different taste in food. And he wasn't a very good swimmer. But his friends didn't seem to mind, so Kelp decided that he wouldn't either. That is until he was swept away in a strong current. I wish I was a better swimmer. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like Kelp. Kelp swam towards land as fast as he could, which wasn't fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature that looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit nervous. He had never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. It wasn't. Eventually, he got the hang of it. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But as he stumbled out of the forest, land narwhals actually were unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Wow. They introduced him to unicorn delicacies, and they showed him how to gallop. There was no doubt that Kelp was in fact a unicorn, and he was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly, so he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned back to the ocean. Kelp swam towards home as fast as he could, which wasn't fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Welcome home, Kelp. Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Of course you're not. I'm a unicorn. We all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with unicorns or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide, but then he realized that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have to choose. Good job. All right, we're going to do another new pumpkin song. This goes to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but we're going to talk about our pumpkin. Remember last week, if you tuned in, we learned the sign language sign for pumpkin. You're going to flick the top, pumpkin. So it goes like this. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground, how'd you get so big and round? Once you were a seed so small, now you are a big great ball. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground, how'd you get so big and round? Let's do that one again. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground, how'd you get so big and round? Once you were a seed so small, now you are a big round ball. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground, how'd you get so big and round? Good job. What we're going to do, the leaves are falling down. Remember, we have red, yellow, green, and brown. The leaves are falling down. The leaves are falling down. The leaves are falling down. Red and yellow, green and brown. The leaves are falling down. The leaves are falling down. The leaves are falling down. Red and yellow, green and brown. The leaves are falling down. Good job. All right, we're going to do a rhyme called Apple Bowl. So I have my green bowl here, and I'm going to fill it up with my red apples, and it goes like this. 5 little apples in the bowl. One fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my feet. How many apples are left to eat? 4. 4 little apples in the bowl. One fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my feet. How many apples are left to eat? 3. 3 little apples in the bowl. One fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my feet. How many apples are left to eat? 2. 2 little apples in the bowl. One fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my feet. How many apples are left to eat? 1. 1 little apple in the bowl. One fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my feet. How many apples are left to eat? 9. Good job. I'm going to put my apples away so that we can read The Boy Who Cried Bigfoot. This is by Scott Magoon. The Boy Who Cried Bigfoot. This is a story of my friend Ben and how we first met. This is Ben. Ding, 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 ding. Ben liked to tell stories. Look, everyone, it's Bigfoot! He liked to tell stories. Well, I don't see him a lot. Bigfoot! All that practice made him a pretty good storyteller. And he looked like this. He sounded like this. He even used props. What Tacos, the little fellow he was. People came from all over the town to see Bigfoot. They waited and waited, but the creature never appeared. He walked right through. See, here. After many hours with no sightings, everyone suspected that Ben had made it all up. Bigfoot isn't even real. He is real. His feet were this big. He was right here. I saw him. Creak. I don't ever remember crossing paths with you, Littlefoot, I said. I don't normally talk to Littlefoot, but there was something about this Ben that I liked. He was a determined fellow. I also liked his bike. I asked, mind if I take it for a ride? Bigfoot? Bigfoot stealing my bike. Coming with? And my dog. Alas, no one believed Ben anymore. No one came running. It seemed Ben found alone in the dark, and it was a bit scary. Fortunately for Ben, he wasn't alone for long. Ben, where are you? Come home. It's time for dinner. And it was time for me to go home too. I'm sorry I created such a ruckus, Ben said, but I really did see him, Mom. Oh, Ben, she said, let it go. So Ben and his family went home and had a hot meal. I don't know what a hot meal is, but I do know that Ben learned the importance of always telling the truth, and he wanted everyone to know he really has seen him. So the next morning, he set out to prove it. What a tedious fellow he is. Good job. All right, we're going to go ahead and do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. All right, let's wave goodbye. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. With our friends, it's story time. We wave goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. With our friends, it's story time. We clap goodbye like this. We stomp goodbye like this. We stomp goodbye like this. With our friends, it's story time. We stomp goodbye like this. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you next time. Bye!